Now today we're going to be talking about power forwards. As you know, in the previous videos I went over point guards, shooting guards, and small forwards. So now we're moving to the fourth position, power forwards. Today I'm going to talk about the top 3 power forward builds I recommend. Honestly, I don't really pay attention to the power forward position much, other than like the newer players in the league right now. One, for instance, Zion Williams. As you all may know, if you don't know, Zion is potentially not going to be back for a while because of a knee injury. It was his right knee. He had to have surgery on it. So we're going to get into these builds. Hopefully he gets back in time. I actually like Zion Williams. I favor him to win Rookie of the Year. If not him, then Jay Moore. But top 3 builds I would recommend for a power forward is, of course, a defensive build with a little bit of slashing, even playmaking if you want to be like a Draymond Green type player. I would recommend, I'm not sure if I mentioned him in the small forwards video, but Giannis Antetokounmpo. He is another person who's become very lethal in the league. He's pretty much a pure slasher playmaker type player, but as I'm pretty sure I mentioned before, he's developing his shooting into his game. So yeah, he's going to be even more of a deadly person to go up against. And the last build I will go over and recommend is a shooting build. I'm not really one to favor shooting builds, but nowadays on 2K you can make a shooting person out of every build. Stretch big, sharpshooter, you can do that all. So starting off with a defensive build, it all depends on what you like. I for one would say go for builds like these, because even though you're not going to be much of like a mid-range 3-point shooter, you want that type of defense, something more so like this. Or if you don't like that, you can even go with ones like this one. Yeah, I would recommend this one, even though you don't have a good ball handling. You have a 58, your post moves is 69, but your passing accuracy is 77. You get that shooting out of it with a bit of the slashing and finishing, but it's kind of difficult working with that and trying to be more of a other person type thing. Like this, for instance, more of a slashing two-way type of power forward. This one is more of a slashing playmaker type. So once you get past here, it's like all defense, and then the upper part is mostly all shooting or slashing. So we're going to go for this one. No, this is more of a playmaking type. I said defensive. So yeah, we're gonna go with this one, because even though you don't get that much of the finishing part, you want that defense, and then you want to be able to shoot a little bit. I would recommend this one for you. So looking through these, we want to make sure we don't suffer too much in speed, but also get the most out of either strength or vertical. I will always say go with vertical. So that probably would have to be this one. We'll go with this one. And of course, we're going to go to our defense first. We're going to max out our rebounding, max out our blocks. Now notice something I mentioned in one of the first 2 videos. We've maxed out 3 categories. Notice we got 9 defensive badges out of that. So what we're going to do is max out our lateral quickness and perimeter defense, and also max out our interior defense. Now we have 18 rebounding badges. If you want, you can increase your steals if you want. I don't really recommend it unless you want those extra 2 badges. For me personally, stealing isn't really a big thing for me in this game, so I'm not going to increase that. Of course, I'm going to max out post moves, and I'm going to max out passing accuracy for right now. and ball handling. Just so later on I can show you how to manipulate that a little bit. Max out post fade, 3-point shooting, mid range. Like I said, you don't really need this that much. I would say take away as much as you can before you lose that badge, that extra one. So I'm gonna put this on 45. We're gonna go up here and max out post hook, drive and dunk, and now. Again, this is all dependent of you guys. If you want to put points in your ball handling, you can. If you don't, you can leave it where it is or put it at 40 or whatever you feel is right. For this build, though, I'm not going to increase ball handling because you're already bad at it, so you can't really get no better than minor bad. I would say you could take away from post hook if you don't really want to be that good at it, and put that to your driving layup. Or if you don't care that your driving layup is going to be at a 50, you can put it to your close shot, have it be 65. Wow, I did not expect for this to be like this. I don't know, it's up to you. If you're the type of player you like to be in the post and you like posting people up and going for like hook shots and drop steppers, then you can increase your post hooks. If you don't and you feel like that's not really that big, you can put this to maybe your layups, maybe your close shot, or you can put points in your standing dunk. But for this particular one, definitely you want that drive and dunk to be maxed though. You want the layups to be at least a 60. Post hooks can be a 60. Close shot 65. Big man, if you're not really much of a in the paint type of player, then you're not gonna be really good at offense that well. So most of the guys in the league nowadays aren't really big heavy on offense. They're more so defense that just transitions to offense to get those opportunities. So again, you can go down here, you can take away from your passing accuracy if you feel like that's not something you want to focus on. Most definitely take points away from that then and go back and put it to any one of these. So for me, I would say put this to maybe standing dunks. If not, then you can put it to your close shots. Or if you don't want to do that, you can put it to your driving layups and max that out, and then put that extra 5 to your close shot and leave it like that. So I'm going to actually go with that. Even though we're going to have only one finishing badge, I would like to have at least 3. Let me do something real quick and see how many you would get if you were to. Oh, okay, so yeah, you would have to do that. So well, I'm going to leave it like this. Like I said, you can always use that one badge to get maybe contact finisher or something like that. Again, it's all up to y'all. I'm just showing you how you can do it. Of course, this don't really make a difference. So we're gonna go build. Now let's pay attention to how our height affects our attributes. We go down 1, we get an increase in speed, acceleration, and vertical, while getting a decrease in strength. Paying attention to the left side, we get a lot more plus 1s and 2s and 3s than we do of minuses. So if you're the type you don't mind being undersized for a power forward, definitely go down to 6'8". I don't recommend going no lower than that, because then you're going to be really like undersized, and you don't really want to be 6'7" going up against people that are 6'10", 6'11". But it's all up to you. If you go up, you get a lot more decreases than increases. But if you just want that extra height to be able to go up against people like LaMarcus Aldridge or Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond, some of the center slash power forward, then you can definitely go up, but I don't recommend it. So of course I'm going to stay neutral. Weight, again, weight doesn't really affect much on the left side, more so the right side. As you can see, maxing out our weight, our acceleration decreases all the way down to 63, and our vertical decreases as well. So we're not going to max out our weight. We're going to avoid that. I would say go up as much as you can before it starts to decrease things. So for instance, this is going to decrease my acceleration by 1 to 66 if I be 240 pounds. I'm actually okay with that because my acceleration is only taking a hit -1 rather than going to 250 and it's taking -2. So we're going to go with 240. I'm going to look at how our attributes are affected when we increase our wingspan. As you can see, our strength decreases, our mid-range and three-point shots decreases, ball handling, post moves decrease, but we get a +4 in blocks and a +1 in steals. People say that you can increase your wingspan and max it out to get that more defensive side. I totally agree, unless you are not the type of build that you can suffer maxing out your wingspan. So for this particular build, as you can see, we don't suffer much in any category. So I can actually say, if you want to max out your wingspan, go right ahead. But just always pay attention to how much you're suffering from it. So for me, I want to, let's see what this look like when we lower our wingspan. We take a hit in blocks and steals. Now that I can say, do not decrease your wingspan all the way just to get that extra shooting. If you know you're going to play defense. If you know like, oh, I'm a point guard, I'm going to be on the perimeter mostly, then yes, you can decrease your wingspan however you like, or even increase it if you feel like you want to get like chase down blocks and stuff, or if someone backs you into the paint, then you can jump up and try to contest it better. But for bigger people, I do not recommend decreasing your wingspan because you want to be able to defend. So for this, I would say, I'd say max it out. We can max it out. Now for this part, it really doesn't matter between these two which one you get. It's all about, again, reading the in-text of what the takeover does for your player and what it improves, and then go back and relate it to your attributes. So by us being more of a defensive, somewhat shooting type of player, you may say, oh, I want to be a rim protector. Well, if you read it, it says rim protectors get strong shot contest boosters and an arsenal of exclusive blocks that allow them to anchor the defense. I would highly recommend being a rim protector as your takeover. Going over to glass cleaner. Glass cleaner receive the ability to read missed shots. What that means is when someone shoots the ball and you are in your takeover, it will let you see where the ball is finna land. So as soon as it bounces off the rim, you're going to get a white kind of circle to appear on the floor of the court that's going to show you where to be to get the rebound. Win more box out battles. I can say in 2K20, I don't want to say that's a big thing in here that you can't win box outs, but I noticed that if you're not in a certain position, then yes, people can get rebounds over you. You can secure more boards and finish putbacks more consistently. I would also recommend the glass cleaner takeover because of the fact you can finish putbacks more consistently. I've noticed in 2K20 it's very hard after catching rebounds, depending on what type of build you are and your certain height and who you're playing against, to finish. You can get 4 rebounds back to back but get blocked on all 4 plays. So I would highly recommend the glass cleaner takeover. Please do not be the person to go and put this on your power forward. Please don't be the type of person to make a power forward build and then put spot up shooter on him. If he is not a shooter, do not get the spot up shooter badge thinking, oh, I'm going to have a 75 in my 3-point shooting. If I click on this and I get this takeover, it's going to increase my shooting and I'm going to be able to splash it all day like a sharpshooter. No. Reading what the badge means is really important, because if you notice, this is not like the last takeover for 3-point shooters. It's called spot up shooter for a reason. Spot up shooters get a marked improvement to hit from deep, especially in catch and shoot situations. So basically, yes, you're going to get an improvement in 3-point shooting, but it's going to be even bigger when you catch and shoot the ball, which means if you activate it and you say, oh, I'm going to dribble around the court until I get open and then shoot from 3, and you notice it don't go in as much as it would a pure sharpshooter, is because 1, you're not a sharpshooter, and 2, you went around the court and then shot the ball instead of catching and shooting it. So it's going to be even more or less likely that you hit the shot if you're not a sharpshooter. So for this one, we're going to go with glass cleaner. And as you can see, they compared us to LaMarcus Aldridge, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Sean Kemp. We're going to go over it and I'm going to show you the badges. As you can see, looking to your left, this is where your attributes will be at when you start the game, whether you go drafted or undrafted, and as you progress, this is what you're going to look like when you're a 99. That is if you went with the build I showed you. You don't have to go with this build. I just want to show you what type of builds you can make. The attributes and stuff is all up to you. Same thing with the badges. Now again, since we are limited to just one badge, the badge we want to get for this one is, since you're a power forward, I would say either go with putback boss, contact finisher, or if you're the type that like to do hook shots, you can get deep hooks. For this one, I'm going to, or even pick and roller, that's a good one too. But for this one, I'm going to do putback balls. Moving over to our shooting. Again, when it comes to bigger players, and I don't fully do a shooting build, it's kind of hard for me to recommend badges for a bigger person. But one I can say is beneficial on like low-key type stuff that a lot of people probably wouldn't think of is the slippery off ball badge. It strengthens the player's ability to get open off the ball. So being a power forward or a center and you mainly play off ball the entire game, this badge is really good with helping you get open to get the ball. It doesn't have to be this is only for like perimeter type players. No, this is a badge that helps any and everyone get open to get the ball. So I would highly recommend getting this, whether you get that on Hall of Fame or Gold. I don't really see any necessary reason to get it on Hall of Fame. Kind of don't even need it on Gold. You can put it on Silver, but for right now we're gonna keep it on Gold. If you want, you could get Ice in Veins as a badge. I noticed that in 2K they kind of iffy with free throws. Like you hit 2 and then the next time you get fouled you hit 1 out of 2 or miss both. I'm still not understanding that, but if you feel like you want to be able to hit more free throws in crucial moments, then yes, I would say get Ice and Veins. You can get Hot Start and you can also get hot zoner if you want. I haven't really messed around with these badges like that, but I would think as a big man it would be beneficial since most of your hot spots will be in the paint and around the paint, so that helps increase your ability to shoot in those areas. If you make like a type of fadeaway type power forward or center, I would recommend doing deep fades, pump fake master row if you want to get that. This I wouldn't recommend getting on gold. And like I said, I don't recommend this on gold, but you know, LOL. And for a final badge, I would say get either volume shooter or tireless score. But since since this build actually can shoot, you can get like steady shooter, or if you feel like you don't want to get pump fake, then you could get catch and shoot as a badge and get that on gold. So for this build though, since this is a power forward, we can get pick and popper. If you feel like one of these you don't want, or like you don't want that, then you can switch it over to catch and shoot. Catch and shoot to this day is still a good badge to have. It's just that for this particular build, because you're a bigger player, I don't know if catch and shoot would be very useful. It probably is, probably isn't. So what we're going to do is, I don't know, for me, I would actually keep it like this. But again, it's all up to you on what badge you want. Moving over to the playmaking. For bigger players, the 2-3 badges I've seen people use, and the ones that are the most beneficial to a bigger player, are badges like Dream Shake, Post Spin Technician, and Pass Fake Master Row, because you're a bigger player, so there's not really much you're going to be doing unless you like throw lobs and bailouts. I don't really see a lot of people doing bailout. Break starter, if you're the type of big man to catch a defensive rebound and then launch it down the court for an easy bucket, and you can get break starter. It's actually a good badge to get. Downhill, I mean, your players are already slow, so it's not going to make them that much faster. So that would be a waste of a badge. Flashy passer, I don't recommend it. Again, I don't recommend badges that increase takeover because it's not benefiting your overall skill. Quick first step, that could work, but I just don't see that. So what we're gonna do is get Dream Shake, because having people bite on pump fakes and stuff like that can be really beneficial to you, and not just at finishing but drawing fouls as well. So I would recommend that badge. And moving over to our defensive badges, you already know I'm going to tell you to get that Intimidator on gold. Since we're a glass cleaner, I would recommend getting Rim Protector, just for the fact that you didn't get it as a takeover badge. But you know, Worm to get around box house, that's a good one to get. Post move lockdown. If you want, you could get moving truck or even lightning reflexes, but for this one we're gonna get pogo stick to go with that Rim Protector badge. You could get box out, brick wall, clamps, maybe chase down artists, but for this one we're going to get box out or even heart crusher, even though that's a takeover badge. The reason I would recommend this particular one is because it would decrease the chance of an opponent's takeover. So when you're in like late games and stuff, and let's say you're playing against LeBron or whatever, or whoever playing power forward, AD, and you know he get hot from blocking a lot of people and getting a lot of M1s, that badge kind of slows down him being able to take over the game. Is bad, so yeah. But those are the badges I would somewhat recommend to you. You do not have to go with these. Like, take my word. You do not have to go with anything I'm showing you. I'm just giving you all recommendations. It's all up to you. So moving on to the next build I'm going to show y'all. I showed y'all the defensive build, so now I'm going to show you the slashing build. Actually, the type of player you can kind of refer it to is Zion Williams. Again, I really like Zion. I actually would recommend this one, even though you're not going to be really good at mid-range shooting and three-point shooting. Zion himself in real life isn't that good at it, but if you were to want to be good at it, then you can go with something like maybe this one or even this one. I would recommend this one because it got more playmaking in it. But I would recommend going with the ones that got like high vertical dunking, being able to dunk on people actually. So that's more so like this one, be a slashing defensive build. That's another build you can have to be like two-way with. Or you can even go with this one or this one. Again, it all depends on how you feel about not being good at shooting, playing that forward position. So for this one, I'm going to go with the more slashing playmaker side. And for this, we are going to... You could go with this one again, or like I say, balance is always a good, decent one to go with. So we're going to go balance for this one. We're going to max out our driving layup, close shot, driving dunk, standing dunk. You can even increase this a little bit. You do not have to increase it all the way unless you want that extra badge. So I'm going to leave it like this for right now. These two you don't really have to increase because you're not going to do much with it. With that one is a 71, so I would say increase that. This only goes to 60, so if you want to, you can, but I don't recommend increasing three-point shooting if you know you're not going to be good at it. So I'm going to decrease it, but increase it enough to get that extra badge. So we can put that to like 50. We're going to max these two out. Going to put this to about 50. Going to max out our rebounding. Gonna max these out. We can leave that there then at that point. Oh wait, I did that to get the extra one. I said, yeah, so I'll put that at 47. 56. I mean, this is how it'll look if you go with this. If you're fine with this, if you're not, you can again mess around with it. If you don't want to be like a post hook type of player, then you could take that down to like 65 or leave it at 70. Or if you don't really care about your mid-range shooting, again, it's all up to how much shooting badges you feel like is enough for you. I can always take this down and then take this down to about right there, and then put that to like my lateral quickness on my perimeter interior, something like that. But like I said, I'm gonna leave it like this because I'm actually comfortable with that. And yeah, like I'm actually fine with that. Can maybe take 2 off from my free throws and then put it over here to get that to be 50. So yeah. Again, don't recommend increasing or near so decreasing your height. So I'm gonna be neutral. Actually, 6'9" is a nice middle place to be for power forward. So Gonna go with that. We're gonna increase this to 240. If you feel like that extra one to help you, then go right ahead. Your wingspan is kind of all up to you. I'm going to increase it again just for the fact that I know I'm not going to suffer much from it. And I get to increase my blocks. And then you can go with post scorer, playmaker, or slasher. This is more so of a slashing build. You can go with post scorer if you would like. For me though, I'm going to go with slasher. And we are a post playmaker, so yeah, you can probably even go with post scorer or playmaker. As you can see, once again, we got compared to LaMarcus Aldridge. This time we got compared to Kevin Love and Marvin Bagley III. Moving over to the builds. Show you how to build your badges. So to the left is where what you're going to look like when you start. Moving over to the right, that's what your speed, acceleration, vertical strength will look like, as well as your attributes. For this one, first badge I would say go with is fancy footwork. Pick and roller, of course, Lob City finisher. If you like catching lobs and showing off like that. If you want, you can do Giant Slayer. Putback Boss, that's a good badge to have. Relentless finisher is another good badge to have. Or you can even go with Contact finisher or Deep Hook Drop Stepper, whichever one you like. For this one though, I'm going to go with Fancy Footwork on Hall of Fame. Only because I feel like that's a really useful badge that's low-key slept on. Shooting, as you know, we're not really that much good at shooting. So this is where that slippery off ball comes into play. I talked about it. Hot Start is a good badge to have. And Hot Zoner if you want. Put those on gold. You can put one on silver, one on gold. Or both on silver. It doesn't matter. I actually don't know. You can put deep phase on here. Like I said, one could be silver, the other can be gold, or you can put these two on gold and keep that on silver, whichever one feels more right for you. Actually, we were supposed to have 12 badges, and I realized it's not 11. So just pretend like that deep phase is the fourth gold, and you'll have all gold, and not 3 golds and 1 silver. Moving on to playmaking. This is actually kind of a tricky one. We can get quick first step since we're a slasher. We can get post spin technician. If you want, by this being a post playmaking build, you can go with needle threader. I've yet to see that in action on here yet. You can get floor general. I recommend floor general because it's just like in the game. Actually, it shows you where your teammates can shoot from, and it shows you everyone's percentage. And I find that really cool and new in 2K. So I would go with floor general and put that maybe on Hall of Fame. Downhill, you can put that on Hall of Fame. And again, break, starter, diamond, whichever one feels more right for you. You can go with dream shakeups if you want, or you can go with space creator. It's all up to you. But for me, I feel like if you have floor general, you gotta have diamond, at least on silver. And then your second badge could be dream shake, or you can switch this around, or not use this at all. Needle thread is not that big of an important badge. Maybe put that to space creator or flashy passer. Yeah. And then that one badge, I'm going to say get intimidator. So that was the defensive build. That was the slashing build. I'm going to show you all the shooting build. And then for our last one, it's going to be another just random see what we get build. So for this, I would recommend, if you want to be mainly just shooting, you can go with the pure sharpshooter one if you want. I never recommend being a pure sharpshooter because of the fact you're not good at anything else, so it's good to be a combo. But I would say go with this one. That way you can still at least be a playmaker with being a shooter, and you're somewhat decent at finishing, and you still got a not good but decent defensive game. And again, it's all up to you. I would say go with this one because it gives you more speed and vertical. So we're going to max out our shooting and our playmaking. You do not have to increase this part if you don't want to. I wouldn't tell you to increase something you didn't want to. So right now we're not going to tamper with that. We're going to max these out. Max these out. As you can see, it took 5 of those categories to get 4 badges. It's ridiculous. What's this looking like? You don't have to increase this if you don't want to. I'm going to put it to 55. I'm going to max this out and put the rest of that. So you can go this way about it if you want to. If you don't care about your post hooks, and you can just put that to like 40 or whatever, and then put the rest to this, and then maybe put this extra one to, I don't know, maybe ball hands on it. How that be an odd number. So this is what we're going to be looking like. Again, if you want the full sharpshooting build, you can go with the one earlier I showed you on the pie chart. It's just I don't recommend being a full out pure shooter. For this particular build, I would say you can go lower just so you can get like that 3-point shooting to an 80, free throws up, passing accuracy, and your little bit of your defense and all that, and then you get a big increase in dunks and driving layups. So for this one you can go 6'8" or you can go 6'10". Just know you're gonna suffer a lot in that, so I'm going to go to 6'8" and increase my weight to about, again, I'm gonna go to 240. If you don't want to, you can keep your weight neutral. You can keep it neutral. Now for this particular build, I will say you can decrease your wingspan. Again, because if you want to get your shooting better, you most definitely want to do that. Then just make sure you're not suffering too much in your blocks. So we're going to go to 82.0 in wingspan. That way our blocks is still a 70. And we're going to get the spot up shooter badge. And as you can see, we built a 3-level playmaker. And we've been compared to Dan Gallinari. I know his name Gallinari. We've been compared to Rudy Gay and Kevin Love again. So I'm going to show you those badges. So this is what you would look like in the beginning. And I know some of y'all looking at that driving dunk and standing up like, oh my god. But that's the type of hit you take when messing with a shooting build, unless you make it diverse, versatile. That's what you'll look like when you're maxed out. That one badge you get, I'm gonna put it to. I ain't gonna even put it to put back because it's a shooting badge build. I don't even know. I'm gonna say maybe consistent finisher, or if you want to get contact finisher, you can. Shooting, we're going to go with catch and shoot. Corner specialist. If you want, you could get green machine, dead eye, range extender, quick draw maybe, and then steady shooter. Or if you don't want quick draw and you feel like that's a waste of a badge, go to pick and popper. Hot as a start, that's a good badge to get for a shooter, especially if you're hitting consistently. You can swap that out for one of the other badges, or take this one off and put that on bronze. But I would say put range extender on Hall of Fame, or even put green machine, even better, on Hall of Fame, or even dead eye or catch and shoot, whatever feel right for you. For me though, I'm gonna put this on range extender. Moving on to our playmaking badges, we're going to get space creator, on go. We're going to get unpluckable maybe, just for the fact. Oh no, you're a big man, you can still get to the hole. So break starter maybe, just for the fact that again, it's not a lot to do. Dream shake up, so when you do get in the post, you can be able to at least score. Maybe dimer, post spin tech, and then unpluckable, something like that. It's all up to you when it comes to the playmaking part. These are just ones I'm just picking. And then for this, I'm going to put that on silver, since we can't go to Hall of Fame with it. And then you can get either chase down artist, rim protector, pogo stick, moving truck. You can get pretty much whatever you want. It's up to you. For me, I'm going to get intimidator, and I'm going to get, get brick wall. So that's what your badges is going to look like. You're gonna have 2 silver, 12 gold, 1 bronze, and 1 Hall of Fame. Now, for our final one, the random build. I'm just going to pick a random pie chart, and then we're going to find out what we can make with it. Of course, I'm going to try to pick the most diverse one out of all of them. I want to be very versatile. I'm going to pick this one. And then I'm going to go with this. Yep. Oh, wait. I'll go with this one. Let's max that out, max that out, max that out, max that out, max this out, max these two out down here, max my post fade out, max out these. Let me see something. I don't really care that much for my post hook, so I'm going to decrease that until, yep, I get that to about 60. And put this 3 back into my passing accuracy. So this is what mine will look like. As you can see, I'm not going to be able to shoot from mid-range of 3, but I'm going to be a beast in the paint, and I'm going to be able to play make for my team, even though I'm not going to be that much of a shooter even at all, besides getting fouls and doing post fadeaways. And then I'm going to be good on defense, so I'm fine with that. I'm going to go with, let's see, I'm going to go with builds. I'm going to go to, let me think about that before I say that. Oh, I'll take a big hit in my speed and vertical. I'm going to stay neutral. Neutral guy. I'm going to go to 240. Going to actually max out my wingspan. And for this one, I can pretty much go either way with slashing or post scoring. But since it seems like I'm going to be a lot better at just dominating the post, I'm going to go with post scorer. And I got a post playmaker again. Wow. And we're more so of Blake Griffin, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Kevin Love. Let's move around to our badges. This is where we're going to start off at, and then this is where we're going to end it. Going right in, of course, I want fancy footwork. On Hall of Fame, we're going to get deep hook, we're going to get drop stepper, we're going to get pick and roller, we're going to get lob city finisher, and put back boss. Now, for this one, I would say not to get a Hall of Fame badge. That way we can get 2 extra upgrades to get maybe contact finisher, relentless finisher, giant slayer, or back down punisher. For me, I'm going to go with back down punisher. That 1 badge we get for shooting. I'm going to get hot start. For our playmaking badges, I'm going to get quick first step on Hall of Fame, post spin technician on Hall of Fame. I'm going to get dream shake on Hall of Fame. Break starter maybe on gold. Space creator. And then I'm going to get downhill on Hall of Fame. Then for these, I'm going to get this on gold. I'm going to get post move lockdown. Because of course playing in the post you want to be able to lock it down. Or if you don't feel like this is the type of build to go with post lockdown, you can even get brick wall and box out. Or even rebound chaser. That's a good one to get. But yeah, I'm going to go with those three. So yeah, we end with 3 silver badges, 9 golds, and 4 Hall of Fame badges. Again, if you want, you can put Hall of Fame badges in your finishing if you don't want any silvers. But for me personally, I feel like this is a decent build to go with. Before ending, I'm just going to show you this one in action a little bit. So the team I'm going to go to, let's see. I'm going to go to the Mavericks, and I'm going to pay against I'll play against Orlando. So of course playing with a power forward now in 2K20 you're going to be on the perimeter to move the ball around. You're going to be able to set screens. Oh, oh shit. Well, that wasn't a good game starter. They tried to triple team me. So just being able to run up and down the floor with your power forward, you can get the ball on breaks, you can pass it out, you can come over and set screens for them, roll. I was trying to get him to pass me the ball right there, he didn't pass it to me. But just be sure that you're active on defense still. Like even for people that get like shooting builds and you're not so much of the defensive side, like you can still like play defense. It's a lot of people that be like, oh, I made a sharpshooting build and he's not really good at anything else, even defense. So I'm not gonna really play defense too hard. Like, no, you need to play defense no matter what your build is. What I noticed, most sharpshooting builds are good at stealing, I think, for some reason. So, um, yeah, that's their way of playing defense, though. Oh, I got blocked right there. I just said the last video, like every freaking show I give on the build, I get blocked at least once. I never understand that. 2K20 has been on bullcrap with me lately when it came to me playing post play. And I got blocked again. Like, what? Half the time, I be getting blocked off of stupid stuff that people can't even do in real life. Like, that be blowing me. Like, half these 2K players can't even do the stuff they characters can do in real life. Like that right there. In real life, if a real person were to jump up with him, 9 times out of 10, it would either be a foul or it'll be a block. But on 2K20, it's like you can make any type of shot you really want to. You can get a little of that post fade action. I don't recommend like backing up on defense because most of the times when you do back up, they're most likely 9 times out of 10 are gonna choose to shoot in the process of you backing up. So yeah, I don't recommend backing up. Try to stay like in front of your man. And if you feel like their movement is moving towards them like driving, then that's when you can like back up. But other than that, I don't recommend backing up. As you can see, we got a steal right there. That's what I've been meaning lately in my videos when I say steals aren't really important because you can just do that. If you like just put your body in front of them while they're dribbling, at some point you're gonna get a steal and they're just gonna lose their ball handles themselves rather than sitting there reaching all day. Like, you don't want to reach all day. Oh wow. 2K also is picky about the shots you take. I noticed that like a certain shot you take, they'll let you get like a green on it, and then other type of shots that's kind of similar, you can't get a green on. I find that to be so odd because I just hit a fadeaway a few minutes ago. Two people like was guarding me, and I just did a fadeaway, and it was green. And then I did it again. Only the person was in like a different position guarding me, and I couldn't get a green on that one. was one of the moments where you just switch off to kind of help your teammate with the defense. Taking advantage of your mismatch, body type build and stuff like that. That's all it is with being a power forward. I don't know why they double teaming me like this. I only want to challenge it because I know that was a foul. Well, that's all I'm gonna show you all for this build. That was a slashing playmaker, more so type build with maxed out slashing abilities and a post fade ability. This was 2K20 Archetype Breakdown with your boy KP, and I will see you all in the next video. The next video is going to be the last Archetype build video I'm probably gonna do, unless you all send requests for certain builds maybe I haven't went over, or maybe people that you all feel like deserve to be noticed. I would definitely do builds for those people. Just leave a comment in the comment section below, or email us through our emails, social media, whatever, and I'm out.
You gonna start the broadcast over there or what?